The Passion of Christ. Inspired by Mel Gibson's moving film, The Passion of the Christ, we have recreated a story filled with emotion and intensity. Every scene you are about to experience has been meticulously crafted through artificial intelligence, bringing realism and impact like never before. We invite you to follow this journey to the end so you don't miss any detail of this world-changing story. It was a silent night in Jerusalem, but the tension was palpable. The priests, driven by envy and fear of losing their influence, secretly plotted against Jesus. One of the 12, Judas Iscariot, was lured by the offer of 30 pieces of silver. With a heart hardened by greed, he agreed to betray his master. A few hours later, in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus prayed in deep agony. He knew what was to come. The shadows of the night were interrupted by the glow of torches and hurried footsteps. Judas approached and, with a kiss on Jesus' face, sealed his betrayal. The soldiers arrested him, and the apostles, overcome by fear, scattered. Jesus was taken to the Sanhedrin, where the priests interrogated him with false accusations. Despite the hostility, he remained silent, fulfilling the Father's will. Pilate, pressured by the crowd clamoring for blood, washed his hands, symbolizing his attempt to absolve himself of guilt. In a gesture of apparent justice, he presented Jesus and Barabbas to the people, allowing them to choose who should be released. Barabbas, a known criminal, was preferred by the crowd, which cried out loudly, "Release Barabbas! Crucify Jesus!" Thus the sentence was sealed, and Jesus was condemned to crucifixion. The path to Calvary was marked by pain and humiliation. Carrying a heavy cross, Jesus was beaten and mocked every step of the way. His knees buckled under the weight of the wood and the suffering. A brave woman, Veronica, wiped his face, and Simon of Cyrene was forced to help carry the cross. Finally, at Golgotha, Jesus was nailed to the cross. The nails pierced his hands and feet as he endured the pain in silence. Under a darkening sky, he spoke words of love and forgiveness. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." At the foot of the cross, Mary, his mother, and the Apostle John witnessed the scene with broken hearts. In a final act of care, Jesus looked at them and said, "Woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother." This final act of love and responsibility demonstrated the depth of his character even amid agony. As the soldiers cast lots for his garments, nature seemed to react to the horror of the moment. The wind blew stronger and the sun disappeared, plunging the earth into apocalyptic darkness. In the temple, the veil that separated the Holy of Holies was torn from top to bottom, symbolizing the new covenant between God and humanity. The final moment was marked by a cry that echoed through the heavens. "It is finished." The sky darkened and the earth trembled, as if creation itself mourned the death of its creator. Jesus bowed his head and gave up his spirit. Those who were present stood in awe. A Roman centurion, moved by the scene, exclaimed, "Truly, this was the Son of God." The people who had once shouted for his crucifixion now left in silence, filled with remorse. This narrative leads us to reflect on the love and sacrifice Jesus made for all of us. By recreating this story, we hope you have been touched by the depth of what was endured during that week. Don't let this message stop here. Share this story and spread the meaning of the greatest act of love the world has ever known. If you were moved by this story, we invite you to act. Reflect on how you can spread love and hope around you. Be a light in others' lives and transform the world around you with acts of kindness and compassion. Every small action matters. Are you ready to be part of this mission?